To add error bars to a recently created column graph in Microsoft Excel, you first need to make sure that you have calculated standard deviation and preferably standard error in your spreadsheet. Next, we need to make a few adjustments to the column graph to ensure that we can add unique error bars to each column. To make these adjustments, first right-click or secondary click on the graph and choose Select Data. From here, choose Switch Rows and Columns and select OK. What this does is ensures that we can put a unique error bar on each column. Without doing this, what Excel tends to do is put error bars of identical length on both columns, and that's not what we want. However, after doing this, you will notice that the columns are right next to each other. So right-click on the graph and choose Format Data Series. If you go up to the options, you have the option to change the overlap. So you want to go ahead and do that, and you want to separate the columns from each other. This can be achieved by changing the overlap to a negative value. Find a separation that's to your liking and then select OK. You'll also notice now that the label for the x-axis is simply a number 1. So what we really should do is click on that, delete that, and what you can do is add a legend to indicate what data the blue and red columns represent. So if you go up to Chart and choose Chart Layout, you can select Legend and choose where you want it to be placed on the graph. Now we are ready to actually add the error bars. So right-click or secondary click on the column to which you wish to add the error bar. You're going to go to Chart Layout at the top and select Error Bars. Under the drop-down menu, there is a choice for error bar options, and this is what you want to choose. Under the error bar options, choose Custom and select Specify Value. At this point, it will ask you for positive error value and negative error value. In this example, we're going to use our calculation for standard error for both of these. Although it is possible to use standard deviation, standard error looks a lot neater on the graph. So click on the small box to the right-hand side of the positive error value as I've shown. And if you go down to your sheet 1 where your calculation for standard error was, you want to select the standard error which applies to the column that you first selected, in this case the shade leaves. Repeat this for the negative error value by again clicking on the small square to the right-hand side of the negative error value and selecting the standard error for the column that you chose, again in this case the shade leaves. Once you've made your selection, hit OK. It will take you back to the previous screen with the chart, hit OK again, and you should see your error bar on the chart. You'll then want to repeat this process for the other column. In this example, those are the sun leaves. Only this time, when you select the standard error, you're going to select the one unique to the sun leaves. To review, go to Error Bars and More Error Bar Options, select Custom and select Values. From here, by clicking on the small square to the right of the positive error value, you can be taken back to your sheet 1 and select the standard error that applies to the sun leaves. You're also going to use this standard error for the negative error value. Once you've made your selections, hit OK. It will take you back to your chart. There you can select OK again, and you will see now an error bar on your sun leaves. Now, although in this example they look similar, both error bars are unique to the sun and shade leaves based on the standard error calculated for that particular data set. To finish off, here are the instructions to take you through that entire process once again.